away. Oh, but you're spoken. Already loved more than I can imagine. That is love.
Easy enough. Okay, hi everyone.
Hi.
So today we want to send answers
Mm-hmm.
on this
yeah.
live.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna get spicy.
It's gonna get spicy.
So get ready for it.
Mm-hmm. Alright, first question. A red flag that most people ignore.
Good question.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of red flags. And I think we'll do a separate video on this. We'll try to
so deep.
do a separate video on this.
Mm-hmm.
Red flags people ignore.
Yeah.
But one that I can say is that someone that is clearly ignoring you, and it's not like giving back the same energy you're giving into it.
Why would you still hang on for that person?
Yeah, and you're still like pretending to love the person or trying to fight, you know? Yeah. I feel like that's a big red flag.
That reminds me of a show we watched. Can I say what show?
Which show is that?
New Girl.
Like seriously.
Yeah. Now they have to watch it. Now they have to watch New Girl and see what we're talking about.
Anyways, what is...
Yeah, a red flag for me, the first thing that came to my mind is like, if your morals are not lining up with the person you are dating or thinking about dating, then that should be just a no-no. Like if it's a big moral issue that you are disagreeing on, like one thought I had was, just for the ladies out there, if your boyfriend or the guy you're thinking about dating is okay with like premarital sex, or he's okay with people moving in together, and you talked about it, then that's a red flag and you just need to end it.
Yeah. I think sometimes people see these things, but because their love is blind.
That's very true.
But sometimes you need to wear glasses to see clearly.
Yeah. And like if people in your life are telling there's a red flag, there are people who can really see your relationship and know a lot more than supers who do not know your relationship. And you're ignoring their advice when it's done in love. Definitely there's going to be people who will not approve your relationship. So to take it with a grain of salt and be able to bring it to the Lord and be like, okay, Lord, do I need to listen to this advice or do I need to like chew the meat and spit out the bones?
Okay. Second question.
Is it better to be with someone you love or someone who loves you?
Is it better to be with someone you love or someone who loves you? Good question.
Yeah. To me, when I heard this question, I was like, no! Heck no.
Why?
Neither.
Why?
Because if you don't have both, that both of you are loving, like a one-sided relationship is not going to work. So just run or get both.
True. And marriage is a lifetime thing.
Yeah.
So I don't think you want to start it based on the fact that one person liked love, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like how it should be really, the same energy. The same energy you love the person. So if you feel like you are the one that like love this person more, and this person doesn't, it's a red flag. Don't bother. I feel like don't bother fighting for it. Like it's not what it is. Marriage is lifetime. Both of you gotta be committed. You know, love the person more, or the person love you more. Now, I think before I would say like it's better that the other person love you more.
That's what I would say too. Yeah. I think that's me being selfish. Me being like, because it doesn't feel good to you love someone and they don't love you back.
I mean, even with reality of marriage, I think we had that mindset or ideology before as a single, before we got married. when you don't know what the reality is. But when you get married, is it like that's not how it works.
Yes.
Like there is just a lot to be having one-sided love.
Yes.
No. For both, either you love the person more or the person love more. No, the energy gotta be the same.
Yeah. Very true.
And if it's hard, I mean, I think some people will ask it because maybe based on the people they have been meeting, it's like one-sided. So
yeah, I think just wanting to be in a relationship with someone who loves you is just someone who's settling, and you don't need to settle. I think there's already going to be things in your marriage where there's trials that one of your loves might be higher. Say like the husband's love is he's loving the husband better than the wife is loving the husband. He's loving her more than she loves him. Does that make sense? But
it does not make sense to me. Explain it again.
Okay. So there's going to be times in your life when like maybe the wife is having a really hard season.
Okay.
The husband is doing a better job at loving the wife than the wife is doing at loving the husband. But once you're in marriage, that commitment is different. But when you're in dating, you can run away and you can see that this is a bad red flag. When you're in marriage, okay, it's like, okay, this is a trying us closer together, so I'm going to keep loving her at a 10, even if she's loving me too.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. Next question.
Yep. Next. Is it okay?
Is it okay for a lady to pursue a man?
Yeah.
Spice.
I'm so opinionated on this one. I'm gonna hold my tongue first.
Oh yeah, talk. You want me to talk first? I mean, there are also a lot of cultural factors.
True.
That plays a role in this question.
True.
I feel like.
Yes.
But from our own Niger culture.
Which culture is that for people who don't know what that means?
Africa. I like Africa. Nigeria. Like, it's not really right for a lady to ask a guy out or pursue a guy. You know? Usually it's from the guy that like shoot the shots. Yeah. But I think in America, I've seen, I mean, I think it's common. I remember when I was on a cruise, a guy was telling me like his wife that like asked him out and that kind of thing. So, and they are still living, they have a kid, you know. But biblically, I'd say like it's good that a man finds the wife, you know. And I think God has a lot of reason for putting it that way, you know. So.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think like just in a man's calling as like the head in marriage, you're almost getting to like play out your roles or like test and kind of see like how the man is going to do that in dating. Like how well he would do that in marriage. You can already kind of tell in dating if you look closely enough. And the same way of like women will kind of be trying to pull the reins the other way. Like, what I would kind of is, ladies, if you would not want to have to say lead your husband and drag him to church every Sunday, then why would you want to try to be the head, make the first move in dating? Because you're kind of already setting that precedent. Like, you don't have to do any work. Because a man has to feel motivated to do that work too, to pursue, and that's something they're really good at. So why would you take that away from them and do something they're not meant to do?
It's not all men that are good at that.
Okay. That's
I think
true.
Sometimes some men it's difficult to approach a lady and shoot the shots.
Yes. Yeah, and I guess for those who aren't good at it, it's still.
But still, it's still something you have to overcome. I'm a very shy person. I can't ask a lady out. Oh my goodness. That's a long story. I asked you out. And how I asked if you could make her a friend.
Yeah.
But we'll save that story for another day. Yeah.
Can I leave them hanging like that?
Yeah, I'll leave them hanging so that they'll come back.
So make sure you subscribe.
It's an interesting story. You don't want to miss that.
All right. How soon after meeting should we get married?
How soon after meeting should you get married? I mean, wait, meeting. Now, do you mean as friends or? Definitely meet as friends, right?
Yeah. Obviously, everyone's context is gonna be so different.
Yeah.
Because you could like have known the person your whole life, but you started dating them a week ago.
Yeah. And everyone's story is just different. There are people that meet within a month, within weeks they are married.
Mm-hmm.
There are some that 2 years, 5 years they are still not married. So everyone's story is different.
Yes.
But I think I would say like, how soon should you get married when you meet? I mean, you definitely want to be sure. You definitely want to make sure everything at least is intact, and you for yourself too. You want to make sure you are mature, spiritually, financially, emotionally, intellectually. You know. Then first from your own parts in terms of preparation. Then for the other person, you want to make sure the person is the right person for you. You don't want to rush.
Yes.
I think that's it. You don't want to rush because this is a lifetime decision.
For sure.
So you don't want to make quick decisions. So I would say take your time, pray about it. How soon? I think it's just when you are sure and God has led you and given you the go ahead.
Yeah, that's so true. Because everyone's story is going to be so different.
Yeah.
And it's easy to have like this worked for us.
Yeah.
But what I've seen so much too is like what works for someone else might not work for another person.
Yeah.
So yeah, all relationship advice does really need to be taken lightly and brought before the Lord.
Yeah.
Because I know in the past I've taken some things to be like, oh well, they got married in this short amount of time, or they got married and they took this long. And then you kind of like, at least if you're like me, I'm a rule. And so we kind of make things
I hate
that are
rules.
Good thing you didn't say I hate rule followers. So you're like, what?
No, I love the rule follower, but I hate rules.
It's like I love the sinner but hate the sin. Anyways, yeah, sometimes we as rule followers can make like a principle into like a universal. I need to follow this. I need to make a cookie cutter marriage. Like I want my marriage to look exactly like hers or his.
Yeah, that's true.
That is not how to do it.
Especially online relationship.
Yeah. It's like you don't even know.
I know.
Their relationship.
I know. You wanna.
The ups and downs.
You wanna just mimic or follow online relationships. And different people have different stories. So I think it's just you gotta stick with God's plan as an individual, you know, and know what God wants for you.
Yeah. God is so faithful and He doesn't make duplicate stories. It's not like copy paste. It's a good thing. I can learn that.
So we'll take one more last question. We can continue the live later and then maybe take more questions. But it would be nice to let's take one more questions and talk about it.
But can we do the spicy one, or what do you want to do?
Oh.
I got any of these. I was thinking the spicy.
Yeah.
One. Okay.
How do you have This one is spicy.
Say it.
How did you have boundaries? Why?
We're like 5 feet apart.
All
the time.
I went through a lot.
You did, let me tell you.
I went through
a
lot.
You went through a lot.
I deserve a consolation. Okay. Well, especially for we as believers, you know, we want to honor God in a relationship while dating. Yeah. We want to honor God. So, first of all, we have to have clear conversations. Yes. With boundaries. Yes. There was a time that I know Grace had to come to me and be like, oh, I feel like we need to have boundaries. We need to... I think you listed out some of the... Do you have some of those boundaries that you kind of listed out?
Saw it in my Bible the other day.
Oh my goodness. And Grace was reading this whole book about boundaries. I'm like, why are you doing this to me?
Yeah, I think for some of them it was like things like, for me, just knowing just where my mind would go with certain things that I couldn't like really cuddle.
Yeah.
All of that kind of like had to be taken out. And the harder things, like I thought I would know what boundaries to have before I started dating. And a lot of it, which was a hard thing to learn, was like, which I don't think is the best way to do it. But I think it was kind of one of those things too, where especially as we got closer to marriage, and I would realize like, oh, this thing's hard, so I think we need to just like stop kissing until marriage. And that one was hard too. But how just like, I think what I saw in him while boundaries was I saw a man who so respected my boundaries and who
Thank you.
He honored my body, he honored.
It's a pleasure.
It's so much easier to be like, okay, I trust him. And in marriage, like, how, okay, we get to enjoy this thing together and I can do it without a guilty conscience because we didn't have to cross these things. And when we did fail, because obviously we're not perfect at boundaries, we could feel like, okay, we can come to God for forgiveness. The great thing was to have accountability with other people, because if you have boundaries and only you know, no one knows when you break them, no one knows what's going on in your relationship, and it's so hard to, when you're in love and there's passion, to keep boundaries.
It was really hard. I think I remember them during dating. One of my own mindset about boundaries is that I feel like there are other higher things to be concerned about. For me, I was like, there are other priorities to be about, like the future, when we're married, what are we gonna do, all these things. So sometimes when you bring boundaries topic, I'm like, oh, do we have to talk about this? However, it was really helpful because those boundaries like helped to like caution us, like make us aware. Because it's easy for me to not think about it and just forget that, boundaries, it doesn't matter. I'm a physical touch person, so but there's just this really slippery line if you are not careful. So I was glad that you were able to bring those topics about boundaries on, and we had boundaries of like no cuddling.
I think I didn't want you to kiss my neck.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I was like, nope.
Mona, I can kiss your neck.
And we think about how oh my goodness, I'm alive. But we think about now we're just able to celebrate too, like, wow, we don't have to think about boundaries now, and we're so grateful. I'm so grateful looking back. I don't know how he feels about it.
About what?
About boundaries. No.
Oh no.
Yeah, because I'm like grateful. Especially I think the way too, like we both grew in that, and I think it took a lot of like, for me it was hard to bring them up at first, but I also feel like deep conviction that like I have to bring this up.
That's why communication is better. You must trust your partner enough to be able to have any kind of conversation with them. If you cannot, red flag. Pew pew. That's a red flag. Because there'll be a lot of communication.
True.
But anyways, we have more questions, but we'll just stop there for now.
Okay.
Thanks for hanging around and thanks for joining this live.
Let us know any questions you have.
Let us know if you have questions for us, and we'd like to talk about this. Yep. Okay.
Now let's have some boundaries.
I forgot to.
An announcement.
I forgot to mention about numbers.
Drum rolls.
What's it?
We have a new name.
We have a new name. Look at that. Come closer.
Hi.
Why not change our name, our YouTube name? I'll miss this name though. I'll miss it to become one. I love it so much. But anyways, we're gonna change it to Dr. Praise and Grace channel.
Oh yeah.
And we're excited about it.
I'm so excited.
So watch out. And I feel like some people might still like search to be like,
Yeah.
where are these people?
Yeah.
We are still around. So hang around.
Yeah.
And see you around. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you watch all of our remaining videos.
Yeah.
And yeah. I love you. Peace
Bye.
out. Bye. 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 Bye.
The one bestest. The one bestest. I don't know why all the secular songs come to my mind.